Hey, I hope you're doing well. When I was younger, I used to be deathly afraid of criticism. What other people think of me used to be a very big topic of concern, and I used to feel so bummed down when somebody criticized me. I used to walk a very tight line, minding my own business, and very often I didn't do things because I was afraid of what people might say or how they might react. But I learned early on that, number one, people are very concerned with themselves. They would much rather pay attention to a slight little headache than they have than even thoughts of, anything of you. And number two, if you don't go out and do what you believe is right in your heart, then you're not going to do right by yourself. If we are afraid of criticism all the time, we will never be able to reach our full potential. We will never be able to reach the goals that we set for ourselves if those goals are a little bit exceptional. See, here's the thing. You will always be criticized. There will always be a criticism. You know that old saying, damned if you don't, damned if you do? It reigns true. You will always be criticized from someone. It might be somebody that you don't know. It might be a stranger on the internet that has some kind of an opinion. It might be a family member or a close friend. Sometimes the criticisms from our close friends can hurt a little bit more than the criticisms from somebody on the internet. But the truth of the matter is, you will always be criticized because people always think they know better than you. There's this concept about doing what you believe is right in your heart, doing what you believe is right. And if you follow that line, then it doesn't really matter what people say or what people do. And another concept to keep in mind is, and this is going to sound a little bit crass, but nobody ever kicks a dead dog. They will only kick the dog that is alive, that is amazing. And the more incredible a target, the larger the criticism of that target is going to be. Think about it like this. A very important person will always gather the most criticism. The higher a tree grows, the more wind it will get. And that means that the higher you go in life, the more resistance and the more criticism you will get from other people. Whether or not that criticism exists out of envy or jealousy, or if it just purely exists because they will do things differently than you, you will get that criticism and it will always be there. So if we are constantly afraid of criticism and avoiding it, we might end up losing opportunities or never going for an opportunity that might take us to the next level, might elevate us to something greater. We might never start doing something. Let's say, for example, you've been sitting on this idea to make a YouTube video, but you're afraid of what people will say. Maybe you want to create a YouTube channel. I'm going to use that because this is what I'm doing now, but maybe you want to start doing that and you're afraid of what people might say. You're afraid maybe people won't like it. Maybe people won't agree with you. There's always going to be people that don't agree with you. And here, of course, I do need to say, remember, I am not saying avoid all criticism and just forget it and move it out of the way. Some criticisms are valid. But remember that not all criticisms are valid. Sometimes people are just criticizing you because they think they know better, or because of envy or jealousy or something like that. Remember to differentiate between good criticism and bad criticism. I want to make this video to say, don't take criticism too personally. Because the thing is, it's an unavoidable part of life. There will always be somebody that thinks they're better than you, or maybe that criticism will be born out of some envy or jealousy that they have for you. Maybe you're doing something unconventional, you're doing something in a different way. But follow your heart. If you believe in your heart that what you are doing is the right thing, if you believe in your heart that what you are doing is correct, morally correct, and is what you need to do, then maybe try it. And don't be afraid of criticism. Don't take criticisms too personally when they happen, because there will always be criticism. And remember what I said about the tree thing? The higher a tree grows, the more wind it will get, meaning that you will get more resistance in life. It'll be more difficult because the wind will throw you around, but you will also gather more criticism, because criticism is never really all that prominent when something doesn't stand out. But when something stands out, when it's truly special, it will get criticized. And this is where we need to take criticism as a kind of a compliment, because it's kind of a compliment if people are thinking of you. Usually people are, and this is going to sound awful, but it's the truth. Usually people are quite selfish. We like to think about ourselves, our own little issues, our own problems, because it's our world. It's where we find ourselves most of the time. And people don't necessarily pay attention to all of the good things you do. But often the bad things, let's say you failed or you stumbled or something, then people will magnify and zoom in on that and criticize you. See how bad you are. Don't take it too personally. It might be that they're bored or envious or jealous or actually have some sort of a respect for you and they're highlighting it without knowing it. I usually take criticism as a massive compliment because it means that you thought enough about my work or about me that you were willing to say something about it. Thank you. But if there's one message in this video that I want to point out, it's this. Don't take criticism too personally. It's not personal, it's just criticism. And remember that the highest tree will gather the most wind, and it's never the dead dog that gets kicked. It's always the live one. Sorry for the crass analogy, but I feel it's very, very, very apt. Do what you believe in your heart is right. Do what you believe in your heart is just. And go for your goals. Don't be scared to reach your goals. Don't be scared to go for your goals and try something new. Maybe you've been wanting to stream. Maybe you've been wanting to create a first YouTube video or a TikTok video or something like that. Be your creative self. Put out onto the internet wonderful things, or into the world. Be creative. Make something. Because I find that creating something is such a wonderful experience. And it brings me so much peace and so much... It just recharged me. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to say don't take criticism But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to say don't take criticism too personally. You got this. You can do this. I believe in you. Go get him. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, maybe like and subscribe and do all of those things. And I hope to see you again in the future. Until next time, ciao. Thanks for watching.